Okay, this point demonstrates a couple of pet peeves that I've got about doubles court positioning. And the first one I want you to take a look at is let me actually turn the sound down on this to make sure we're not, is, who takes the ball in the middle. And, one of the court positioning rules that I've got is that if you're the player who is cross court from the ball, so, Jim has served, he's coming in and he's playing his first volley where? He's going cross court. Okay. So if so Jim is now going to be cross court from the ball that, once Cliff over here receives that shot. And my theory is always that if you've got a player who's in the back court, and even if a player starts moving up, if you're cross court from the ball, and you're going to see how Cliff kind of gets out of the picture here. He's back. Jim is now across court, and really what I want is I don't want Jim to get much closer than this, because I've got to really kind of, take charge up here, and, that's going to be either with a poach or a fake poach. I really am not doing very much here. But what you're going to see here is that Jim and I are almost on the same parallel. He's slightly behind me, that's good, but I really want this player really sort of on the back third of this of the service box here, because if you close too much here, the lob from this player is just so easy. There's so much court space over here. So this is not a great example, and I will continue to find better examples, but I want to get something to you because I want you thinking about this right away, that if you're cross court from the ball, that you don't close, number one, and that you don't get even with your partner. Because once your partner senses that that you're on the same kind of parallel that they are, they feel they can't close as much because they have to kind of cover the middle. And that's what I felt here. I felt like I really had to take charge of this ball, and so now we're kind of in a nasty position here. Here comes Cliff back in here. And I think we played against Cliff enough that we know once we get the first ball back, the chances are pretty good that the lob is coming up. So I'm already looking for it. And let's take this back just a little bit here. I think if Cliff had to do this over again, he would probably look at this part of the court over here as being a better option. Not that this is a bad option, but he's got to hit a perfect lob, and I'm starting to look for it, and I'm going to go ahead and go back on this. And so what do? I play it. I just barely get to it. I play it to his partner, but I get it down. I get it down in front of Jim, and I think Jim feels like there's not a lot that Greg can do with it except chip it back to me, which is what he does. Now this is pet peeve number 2. Let's take this back. Let's take this back and let's watch me play this overhead. Where do I end up? I'm ending up way back in here. Now, why is Cliff not looking at this as an opportunity to come on up and join his partner at net? So, let's say worst case on this, when I go back and everyone can see, and Cliff can feel his lob better than I can, that it's going to be a tough lob. I'm not getting much on it. Even if I play my overhead here back towards Cliff, I'm not gonna power it by him. Plus, look at where I end up on the court. I end up really falling backwards. So this is really a good opportunity for the lobber to make sure that you start moving up and trying to, take the net away from us that good lob, is really intended to do. So let's play out the rest of the point here, and I kind of sense now, what's the other rule that we talk about? Well, I'm now the player who's behind my partner, so my job is to do what? That's right, is to really set up my partner with a shot if I feel this player in front of him is not too close, and I feel that he's not. I feel I can get a ball down in front of Jim and look at Jim. I mean, Jim is just looking at this thing, just hoping it comes back. We get lucky with the let cord, and it ends up being a winner. But that's kind of three things there. I guess I started off with two things. Number one, who covers the middle and why. Number two, if you're the lobber, you hit a good lob, you got to come in behind that. And then number three, if you're the player with the ball behind your partner, always look for opportunities to go ahead and play the ball down in front of your partner.